Our next speaker is someone whom I had the pleasure of meeting just a few months ago, and she is a woman who has completely blown my mind in terms of the impact that she is having on the planet. But rather than just introduce her, we're going to play a short video first.
5 years ago, I fell in love. Her name was Sierra Leone. It wasn't perfect. It had a tragic, difficult past. There were undeniable scars of war and pain, but there was also this vast, undeniable, breathtaking beauty and deep optimism. With each day, each person, each place, I began to see this was a country and community that was waiting for a partner, a kind, open, innovative, accountable partner who would listen, collaborate, and join them in unleashing the power of possibility. And right then and there, Shine On Sierra Leone was born. We kicked off by plugging into the power of education. We built classrooms, trained teachers, brought books and supplies. We've supported over 600 students in 3 schools. Once we got warmed up, it was time to invest in the power of self-reliance. Surrounded by incredible women with brilliant business ideas to grow or expand new means of steady income. We couldn't wait to watch their dreams come to life.
So then give me money for that, the tonton, then you do the whole school, fine, pay for them, do for anything, they say in our school, I'll get family. So now I tell God, thank you, never bless you all, never say bless them.
Next, we had a blast bringing in the power of innovation with sustainable building. With the groundbreaking Cal Earth Institute's Earth Bag building methods, we've built an amazing school, recreation center, and thanks to Catino Mobley, a basketball and recreation center, all that are earthquake-proof, fire-proof, flood-proof, essentially natural disaster-proof. That's 6,000 square feet of total sheer love that was made by the community for the community. High off innovation, we were ready to dive into the power of knowledge and dignity with computer and adult literacy programs. With over 12,000 individuals now trained in basic computer skills and 150 adults now reading and writing, we were reminded just how far and well you can run on love. So with that, we poured ourselves into bringing out the power of the earth with our agriculture program. The 200 male and female farmers consistently prove that by planting seeds of new life, also known as veggies and rice, you not only feed yourself, but put yourself in a financial position to use your profits for community development. For the past 3 years, the bold and proactive Salida Ebanks has been passionately supporting us.
We've traveled from north to south, and it is the same feeling, the same vibe, the same energy, the same love. It comes from the heart of Sierra Leone.
And now she is leading the way as we embark on our next chapter, cultivating the power of good health by ensuring access to forward-thinking maternal and child health care. Currently, healthcare in Sierra Leone is ranked lowest in the world with the highest mother and child mortality rates on the planet. With 1 out of 8 mothers dying at childbirth, 1 out of 5 children dying before the age of 5, and only 12 doctors and 1 gynecologist for a country of 6.5 million people. We can't wait another minute to transform those numbers and start protecting lives. We are launching a comprehensive maternal and childcare program that will both honor local traditions and provide access to safe medical care in an effort to promote healthy mothers and babies. And now, here we are, committed to honoring our belief that we are here to survive, thrive, and evolve. We're Shine On Sierra Leone. We're a love story.
Hi. So that's my story. But what I want to share with you now is the backstory to Shine On Sierra Leone and how we got to this point. So 5 years ago, when I fell in love, I was actually in Sierra Leone doing a documentary where I followed the path of a diamond from the earth all the way to the consumer to document different lives that it affected along the way. I lived in a diamond mining community that you saw here for 3 months and fell in love with the village. And there was a dilapidated 3-room building that had 416 students meeting there every day to be educated, but there was a torrential rainy season and there was no roof on this school. I had never seen such a thirst for knowledge, a desire for education, and so we used $6,000 outside of our film budget to rehabilitate this building. So that was the beginning. It was amazing. 2 years into it, we had brought teenagers from America to build additional classrooms. We had hired 10 teachers. We were on a roll. But then something happened. I got depressed. I was overwhelmed. And I realized that the need would never end. I realized, because in the beginning, I had said, until the day I die, I will make sure that every child in this village receives an education. And when I die, my daughter November will do it. But we got this. We got this. It's all under control. And then I realized we were in a really unhealthy relationship. The relationship that we were in is that they were asking, we need this, and I was doing whatever I could to provide them with that. Whether that meant neglecting my child to raise money, to do whatever I could. I was actually acting in a sense as if I were from poverty, I was leading from poverty as well. But I also realized that I was in agreement that they could not have the life that they wanted, and that I was responsible for that. And that's not what I believed, and that's not what I felt. I thought that if I create my life through my thoughts, and I absolutely know that I do, then why is it different for them? And then I thought even further. 50 years into aid, we have donated or given $1 trillion in aid to Africa alone. But poverty has not stayed the same in those 50 years. It's actually expanded. What is it that we're missing here? And it's the one thing that we're not thinking about. We continue to think about money, 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 and using money to alleviate poverty, but we're not thinking about the mindset of the donors and the people that we're helping. And that has not changed over these 50 years. And that's why I believe things are staying the same. There's an amazing story that I found about a woman who went to a remote Himalayan village. This village had never seen anyone from the outside world. She was the first white person to visit the village. And she went there, and everything they did was from old times. You know, they went to fetch their water. They did not run on any money whatsoever. It was all by trade and all by community. And she was astounded by what she found. She said, oh my gosh, there's so many things that you can do. You don't have to do this anymore. Let me tell you what exists out here in the real world. And the chief here said, this is the way we've always done it, and it's okay. She said, no, but you don't understand. You do not have to do it this way. So she went and she wrote a story about this village. People started to visit this village and send money to this village. Excuse me, you guys all know I'm just starting to speak today. But she went back to this village 20 years later, and this village was completely in poverty and destitute. And this is a really remarkable story to me, because she literally shared the idea of poverty with them. So with that in mind, I realized that the greatest gift to mankind is the ability to be the author of our own lives. And with that, we started to invest in ways how we could be a partner to the people in Sierra Leone. And the first thing I did is change our name from charity to partnership. And I went and took a special trip to Sierra Leone to ask them, did they want to be our partners? And that was a 4-hour conversation that was very intense. It was a conversation that started off, yes, of course, whatever you say, yes, we'll do that. But then, as we got into it, it was like, yes, and now we need a pharmacy. So we had to go deeper and actually discover what partnership meant to both of us. And at the end, we started to talk about microcredits and talked about the idea of them starting their own businesses, and the room changed, the energy shifted. The idea of, oh, I can decide what I want to do and actually participate. And we started off with 25 people. And with those 25 people, we gave $100. And it was a 100% repayment rate. And as you saw now, we now have close to 4,000 people that receive loans actually twice a year, at the rate of $250, and we have consistently, over the past 3 years, have a 97% return rate. So we're really proud of that. Our school ranking, which was number 600 out of 600 schools when we founded it, it is now number 5. I wish that I could say, oh, we have this amazing forward-thinking program, this incredible education program, but no, we have the will of the people, and we have people who want to learn. And so they are responsible for that. The next step in education, however, is for us to look at a new model called Teach a Man to Fish. It's an incredible model that I studied in Paraguay this summer for several weeks. And it's the idea of a student-run business that is it's the school. It's a student-run, and in our case, it will be parent-run as well. And in Paraguay, they have a business of agriculture, dairy farming, and they bring in $350,000 per year in all 4 of their schools in Paraguay. And they're also throughout the world. So we're really excited to bring this, and Sierra Leone is very excited for us to bring this. So we're actually bringing communities together around the world. So this Paraguayan community is going to spend time in Sierra Leone, and they're going to learn from each other, because they're not bringing just that program to Sierra Leone, but what they're doing is coming to see how it can adapt to Sierra Leone. So really excited about that as well. And lastly, what I want to share with you is our ecotourism project that we're a part of, and it's called Tribe Wanted. Tribe Wanted was started by Ben Keane in 2006, and it started in Fiji. And he asked the question, could one crowdfund and co-create a real-world sustainable community by way of a social network? Well, in 7 months, he had 15,000 members on a social network, and the first, I guess you could say, tribe members landed in Fiji. And 3 years later, 3.5 years later, 1,000 visitors had gone, or tourists had gone to Fiji and immersed themselves in the culture and built an eco-village that was handed back to the Fijian community, and $1 million had been invested in the community. So next stop is Sierra Leone. So we're really proud to have it here. Perfect. So the idea is to come to Sierra Leone and fully immerse yourself in the culture of the people, to learn their traditions, to learn their ceremony, to learn everything about them, and together with them build an eco-village. The first visitors, of course, stay in a tent. And this is, our particular site is on the white sand beaches of Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is incredible. It's tropical in nature. Basically, you become Sierra Leone. You get to come and enjoy the people. You're not coming as a donor to donate to help people in need. You are coming to experience a community and help to be a part of that community and create something that's bigger and better than the both of you. And that's really what any type of partnership should truly be. So let's move on to the next. So this is actually one of our solar towers here. Local fresh water from the river. We had solar experts come in and teach us about solar power. And now we have solar towers and green energy all day, every day. Compost toilets. And this just shows basically 6 liters of water a day is what's used. So this is starting to build the ecodomes, which I think you guys saw in the video. The Earthbag building. Earthbag building is phenomenal. It is created by Nader Khalili, who's an Iranian architect, and it's the idea of taking rice bags or flour bags, or in this case we have actually long polywoven bags. You fill them with soil and clay, and it creates a structure that is actually one of the most formidable structures in nature, and it will last for 1,000 years. So this is a way of building that we've introduced to the people in Sierra Leone, and they have devoured it. They love it. We've now built, like I said, 3 buildings in the video, but now we're building an eco-village using this method. And this is how it looks almost there. This is the layer of earth plaster that's about to go on top. And just sexy and dirty. And this is our gorgeous final project. This is one of the lodges with these students in front of them. So they're quite beautiful. The thing about being in these, you feel like you're in a womb. It's absolutely gorgeous. You're literally essentially underground. So some of the things that you can do while you're there are visit wildlife, incredible wildlife. You can take a canoe upstream. You can fish with the local fishermen, which is pretty remarkable. You go out at 5 a.m. to fish with them every day, or you can just relax in a canoe like I'm doing here and just travel. It's so beautiful and serene. Lay in a hammock, or you can work. Most of our 60% of the employees are youth, and we've employed 40 full-time jobs with using this in this ecotourism program. Oh, I want to stop on this wonderful family. It's Jim and Jane Cahill. They're from Michigan. Jim worked for General Motors, and Jane was a school teacher. They went to Fiji for what was supposed to be a 2-week trip, and they ended up staying for 2 years running Fiji. We've had the same thing happen in Sierra Leone, but obviously we've only been open for a year. But we've had people who've come for a week and end up staying for 6 months and helping to be a part of creating it. Move on to the next slide. Of course, this supports the local school. So, okay, so we want to stop there. This is Yenka. Yenka is an incredible story. These are her 3 young boys. Yenka was basically homeless on the beach. And she stumbled upon Tribe Wanted, and she literally walked into our kitchen and started to wash dishes. And we gave her a job. And she had just lost her husband a couple of months before, and at the time, the baby was not walking. But we gave her a job, and now a year later, Yenka has built her own home, and she has, for the first time in her life, sent her children to school. And she's a quite remarkable woman. We gave her a $100 microloan, and she used it to buy palm oil in the dry season and then to sell it in the off season so that she could double her profit. She's now loaned 4 or 5 times, repaying perfectly, of course. And she's so proud of her home. She pulls people from Tribe Wanted members all the time, coming to see her home. She makes $75 per month, which is twice the average salary in Sierra Leone. And she is incredible. So we love Yenka, and it's a real wonderful success story. This is the employee tribe. Every tribe member employee, Tribe Wanted employee, has a membership and is a shareholder of Tribe Wanted. So the profits are actually distributed equally on an annual basis, and you have local people who are now a part of a global cooperation, and it's pretty phenomenal. So you're actually creating something quite large. And this is just, it's unbelievably breathtakingly gorgeous, and this is our Our staff and our crew of people that work there from around the world, actually. We have Costa Rica there, we have Italy, we have Sierra Leone, of course, France, and all of these people, and Britain and London, come together to create what Tribe Wanted is. So we would love to have you come and visit us. And that's it. That's the end or the beginning.